I found a good example of a trace to use the high pass filter and resample on. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I have this box checked. And I'm going to do this, well, I was going to do it for print and code, but I don't need this. I don't need this because I have it here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK to get my blackout. Even though blackout is not checked, I didn't need it checked. Okay, so that would be my cut for my print and cut. And do you want to continue tracing? Yes. So if I take my resample to 3 and my high pass filter to about 2, and I update that, you can see the detail here that I have. So let me increase my contrast a little bit and see. Oh, I need to decrease it. There we go. So I don't have a lot of detail on the leaves here, but the rows I do. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that, and then I'm going to trace one more time. And now what I'm going to do is focus on the leaves here and see if I can't get a little more detail in them. Now I could crop this if I wanted to, but the problem is that my leaf is higher than the bottom of my rows. So I'll show you how to get rid of that later. So let's try to decrease that a little more. Oh, I need to increase it. 126. And I think that would be okay. Now I know I have all this other junk out here that's going to be traced, but I can get rid of that. So I'm going to go to my draw mask and I'm going to erase. So I need to do the background, and then I actually need to zoom in closer than that. Now this green stuff is not in red, so that's not going to trace. Let me update. All right, so anything that has red around it is going to trace, and I want to get rid of. Now I can, you know, this is a pretty big eraser here. I can change the size of it. All right, and then I'll come down here and I'll get rid of this red. I don't have to worry about the green, just the red. And I'll do this, update preview so I can see where I'm at. I missed all of this here. Update preview. Still missed some. Tedious, huh? What we do for a good trace, right? All right. So then I can erase all this right here. And I can come over here. And I can get rid of this another way too, and I'll show you what that way is as soon as I get this. Okay, so now I just needed the leaves and the stem for this. So I can go ahead and increase this back up to about 50. and make sure I'm on background, and I can just erase the rows. Okay. And then if I take this into, I want to keep that stem. If I go ahead and accept this and I break it apart, I can get rid of this chunk right here. But since my eraser is big now, I'm going to just go ahead and erase that red line. Okay. And I don't believe I got close enough in on this rose here. No, I didn't get that deleted. Let me put this back down to about a 4 or 5. 4, I guess I have it set at. Okay. All right. Now I can accept that, and I don't need to do any more tracing. So if I bring this over here and I ungroup it, I can break it apart and look at that detail on that rose. Okay, so I mean, if you want print and cut, here's your print and here's your cut. All right, I would actually want to move that to the front. But if you wanted something like to maybe cut out a vinyl, oh, let me undo that. Always remember to group back your stuff. Your stuff. All right. So if I go to my cut lines, then here's all my cut lines. Now, of course, this isn't going to cut well, but you know, you can use that draw mask feature and do a lot with it. And I just wanted to show you some more examples. Also using the high pass filter, because I didn't really use that earlier in my earlier video because it just wasn't working for me, but I found that it worked for this image. So like I said before, you just have to play around with those settings and see what's the best trace that you can get. Now, most of the time, you're going to do a simple trace and be done. But if you want to be more picky about your images, then you can be. Those options are right there in the trace window. Okay?